Hi, once again, I'm Sydney and I am a servant of the Almighty God. I am also founder of SOTAG, the organization that assembles people who are servants of the Almighty God, who believe in truth, love, and the brotherhood of mankind. So today I want to talk about, are we really that different? Again, a lot of this stuff I've compiled through inspiration and I've put it into my upcoming book. So I always do a little plug for the book. So here it is. I always mess up the picture. Here we go. It's Humanity's Inflection Point. So we need to get the thing off that. Here we go. Hopefully that's good enough. So the question is, are we really that different? And as one of the things when I talk about our knowledge as the manifestation of the omnipotence of our Creator, is that all our knowledge are revelations from the Almighty God. Again, we don't create things, we discover what already existed. And with these revelations, as our knowledge advances, we're realizing, with the advent of DNA and as we go more, as we learn more and more, we're realizing we're not that different. We have these small differences in the genes but the fact is, if there is some calamity, we can share organs. So we don't say, well, is it this kind of, this, we have these compatibilities we have to check for, of course, blood, organs. We can even share these things across races, across, all the different. So the real difference, when we think about it, is culture. You put a bunch of people together and they have the same major cultural, groups that they associate with, like religion and education. As God's knowledge has shown us through His revelations, right? Technology. So God's knowledge, technology, medicine, that unites us totally. We don't argue. I mean, everybody loves one of the new nice phones, TVs, cars, all these things, they unite us. The results of technology, which really is the manifestation of God's omnipotence, because He created all those things that we discover and we learn how to use them. That unites us. But the thing that really, it's cultural. And if you really want to divide, which religions tend to do, it's a major component of culture. That's why they use that to really drive a wedge. Because as we all know, right, you can have people of the same race, but they are at war at each other. I mean, they will commit genocide on the other group simply because of religion. People who are indistinguishable, you stick religion in there and they'll go to war and try to literally wipe out the other side. Just think about that. And so we have this Creator who said, I created all of you. And as one of the messages that I got verbally, our diversity is His. As servants, we must honor that diversity. So we don't know why He created all the different races. We don't know why He created all these animals and all the variety of plants and animals out there. We should honor that to show that we are servants. And yes, His knowledge, as it increases, as He reveals more to us, we'll understand more. But do we really need to use culture to divide and create hate and all its divisiveness? When we know that you can move from this culture. We see it all the time, right? In societies where people mix, we realize there's a melding of cultures, even though people are of different races, different ethnicities. They can get together and live in harmony. And it's one of the things I talk about in my book, how certain, and I'll use the word demonic, people influenced by these demonic forces, they tend to use clanism to separate people. It's like you will actually hear autocratic leaders say, well, we, referring to a group of people, right? But the reality is every one of us, because we were given the gift of free will, every human being alive loves freedom. And so when autocrats try to use that this clan, we are somehow different, we know it's not. Because what they do, they take away the freedom that God has given us, has granted us, that free will. They are like, no, you do not deserve that. And so in my book I talk about angels recognize that this is a gift from the Almighty. Autonomy and freedom, free will was given to us by our Creator. Angels recognize that. It's the demonic that always believes that we are not deserving of that. And so you have autocrats who, influenced by, believe that we are not deserving of free will. And so they will they say, our clan really likes this way, as they seek to strip the will away from individuals. And again, someone asked me once, because when you look at why do you laugh and are always smiling? Because when you look at the big picture, wherever we are, if you can take a big enough picture, it's almost comedy, it's almost comic. Because even in the cycle of life and rebirth, that there's a much bigger picture. And so for those who are, yes, we must have empathy with those who are striving under autocratic regimes. And very often religions and corrupt religious leaders strive to impose autocracy on and strip away free will. That's your clue. I always say in autocracies there are two things, right? It's deception and coercion. So if you are involved in any religion where you can observe the deception and there is constant coercion, you know that that's not where you should be. Because again, all of us, every one of us alive, loves freedom. And that's one of the things that unites us, so that we recognize that we are not that different. God gave us free will, we love freedom. And so he gave us that autonomy, he gave us freedom, but he also gave us the commandments to say, this is the guide, these are the guideposts, these are the rules that you should follow, the rules of law that applies to everyone and no one is above it. So when we start using the knowledge that we are constantly acquiring, it really comes down to we are not that different. It's culture, and those influenced by dark forces will use that to say that we are, put us into little groups and say, no, we are special, we are so different, but we know better. Again, I want to thank you for taking the time, and hopefully God touches you. This means something to you. And as we go forward, we will continue to grow and be that universal brotherhood of mankind. I want to thank you for taking the time, and until, may God bless.